What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. It is August 3rd, 2022. This is Fightful Wrestling. I am wearing a t-shirt of Mickey Mouse dunking a basketball, and I am joined by Alex Pawowski. Alex, how you doing?
Doing pretty well. I was trying to do my best to hold down the fort here while you were
Y'all
gone.
did good. Great numbers this week.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it. We try to do our best. You were obviously on the lam from the law because you murdered a man over the weekend, but I'm glad to see that you beat the charges and you're
Yes. By the way, guys, if you all want to hear an actual at-length discussion of all that, I did a show on FightfulSelect.com where I talked about all that. That way it doesn't carry over into our wrestling content and all that. But if you want to hear about the Billy Batty thing, it is on Fightful Select now. All I'll say is if you have a problem with anybody on our staff confronting somebody for being racist or homophobic or transphobic or sexist or threatening to attack people or telling people with illnesses they deserve it and that they should die or trying to fight women, well, then your business is not one that I need. But if you want to hear all about that and why it actually happened, because it wasn't wrestling, that's over there. But we've got AEW to talk about now, by God. We've got all kinds of stuff. We got scoops on Fightful Select. I have the latest, what there is about MJF on FightfulSelect.com. He's gone effectively dark. There's quite a bit there that wasn't known before. There's still some people in the company that are of the belief that like he wants to go to WWE, but that's not based on any new information. But head over there, check it out. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be just bombing you guys with all kinds of news on FightfulSelect.com. But we're here on Fightful right now. Leave a thumbs up. Donate a super chat or a humper chat. If you want to get your question or statement read on the air, you can go to humperchats.com or you can send a super chat here on YouTube. There is a lot to get into. Wrestling has been a lot of fun this past week, honestly. Monday felt fresh and different to some degree. Then we got AEW, and it felt like they were trying to make an exciting show. They did some things different. We had an hour one women's match that we have been begging for a long time. And guess what? They killed it. Yeah, I am very excited to talk about this. Nathan DePaul says, can we get wrestling like this every week? Well, Alex, big shocker. WWE's viewership was up to the highest it had been in over 2 years as well.
Here's the thing. I have heard apocryphal people saying I'll come back and watch WWE when Vince is gone. And I've heard that probably either been told to me or I've read it on Twitter or whatever, maybe 100 times. It turns out that number is probably closer to several 100,000. So yes, those people came back because they wanted to see what the thing was going to be like, even if it was just morbid curiosity. You want to see what the show is like without Vince.
A whole lot of people and their friend Mark came back and started watching again.
That's true,
Alex.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got Big J saying, as a wise tag team wrestler once said, call me an effing Mark. I love this shit. I do too, man. And Jonah Sanchez says it's official. Paul Michael Levesque 0, Anthony Rafiq Khan 1. Keep up the good work. Sean Ross Shams. I mean, that's all subjective. I think that WWE had a pretty solid show. There's some things that they should absolutely work on. I'm actually excited to review Raw next week, as I wasn't there for this one. FightfulSelect.com did have a lot of news on it, including it being a statement show, as well as what those statements were, which are completely reinvigorated, accentuated mid-card, fresh matches, and a heavy emphasis on in-ring talent. But Adam says, Dynamite hump tonight. As a Brewers fan, I'd like to apologize for every joke I made about the Reds management earlier this year. The Reds are fire sailing their team, and they still might finish third after the worst start in MLB history.
Mm-hmm.
And to that, I say, sell the team.
No, it takes a special kind of talent to trade your 4-time All-Star setup man / closer for nothing, and blindside the entire team about it to the point where like morale is as low as it's ever been. That's a fun thing to do with your team that's currently in first place. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Jake Allison says Dynamite was mad dope. Women's tag match was the match of the night. Quick question. Where does the name Fightful come from? Jimmy's idea. I said, what's the name of this thing going to be? And he said, it's going to be called Fightful. And I said, well, that sucks.
That'll never work.
That'll never work. So, yeah, like I didn't like the name. Now I do because it's so synonymous with like my life and what we have put together and done. So now I love it, but it came from Jimmy Van's brain. So you'd have to ask him. Jambeard says, music brings the people, Sean. I don't know what that means.
We had a slew of super and humper chats last night.
Okay.
Requesting my crazy voices sing songs. I know you hate it, but it made us a lot of money.
Listen, as long as it makes money, I don't care. I don't care. As long as it makes us money, makes you more money, I don't care. Meet Norma says, SRS, if I ever meet you, I'm dapping you up on site. Tell you to your face, you're a real one. Great time to be a wrestling and Fightful fan. Nationals, not so much. Well, I do legitimately appreciate all the kind words from this weekend. That does mean an awful lot, but thank you. I met so many of you this weekend as well, and that's awesome. That's my favorite part of all this. Tony says, why is it now I'm realizing AEW has Danhausen and Hook in a boat on the lake for the match cards next week? I don't know. Lost on that one. Don't understand it. Jambeard says, I hadn't really watched WWE TV in almost a year. Came back to Raw last week, but last Monday felt good. Even might try to watch SmackDown now. That's one I am actually interested in. Might show up to work on Friday. Not decided yet, but this is optimistic. I posted on Fightful Select about how talent is optimistic. Yeah. And I mean, at this point, talent is really jaded. Like I had never seen them quite as disappointed as they were after Royal Rumble, but it's great to see. Great to see. Well, also Lethal defeated Cassidy. This surprised me a little bit. Orange Cassidy is just perpetually over, but Rerun said, I swear I thought it was Mini-Me running out next to Satnam. Also, Chuck and Trent as two kids sneaking into an R-rated movie was wonderful. Best friends did come out during this match on each other's shoulders to match the height of Satnam Singh. That was a good comedy spot. But fun. Jay Lethal getting the win here. We are a far cry from or a far bit away from the Orange Cassidy that was heavily protected for a very, very long time and only lost to top talent. I mean, Lethal is very clearly getting a push here, and he was one of the top ROH names in the world, but I'm a little bit surprised by this. Not to say it's wrong or anything.
Well, no, I mean, it is wrong. Like Orange Cassidy should be winning these matches. He's one of your top stars.
Sure.
It's not surprising to me because they are, I mean, they announced it. They are doing Lethal versus Wardlow for the TNT title at Battle of the Belts this Saturday. So you got to give Lethal the win. I just feel like you don't need to do it against Cassidy, or you could protect Cassidy a little more. I don't know, but it was it's fine. I mean, I'm hoping that Wardlow power bombs Lethal 12, 15
yes.
times, and then that's the end of that. But I think Orange Cassidy is one of those guys who's not only is he always over, like he can always get back over. Like I don't know how much damage they would have to do to him, where if he picked up like a couple of wins and did some crazy spots, people wouldn't be like, okay, this is the guy again. Like it's just he's one of those guys.
Yeah, I think that's the case with him as well. All Elite Dan says best friends doing their impression of a giant doctor from Scrubs. That's a good reference. That's a good reference. Wardlow versus Lethal is set for Battle of the Belts. Alex, I think this is good. I guess I am surprised that it's Orange Cassidy that's kind of getting sacrificed to get Lethal there, just because Orange Cassidy has been such a protected talent for so long. Like, do I think it's the worst thing ever? No, not really. I was just surprised. I'm so conditioned to see Orange Cassidy as that top guy, but I do think that they have to give Jay Lethal some really big wins if he's going to face this guy Wardlow that everybody knows is probably going to be the champion for a very long time.
Yeah, the story seems to have been Cassidy faced Wardlow in Wardlow's first title defense. And during that match, Wardlow gained a lot of respect for him. So in order to, I guess it was things like, this is the way it's like, you have rankings for a reason. I mean, that doesn't really work with the TNT title because it's always an open challenge. But the idea that you have to piss off Wardlow enough for him to grant you a match doesn't really track with A, his character, and B, how the TNT title works. But it's old, tried and true wrestling psychology. I beat up your friend until you agree to fight me. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, we'll deal with that. Wardlow will beat Lethal and he'll move on to somebody else and hopefully have a real honest to God feud with somebody heading into All Out, where I expect Wardlow to have a real big match.
We got somebody asking who's going to be on the Battle of the Belts post-show SRS. Literally probably the first two people that volunteer to do it on Fightful. AKA not me. Tom LaValle. Tom LaValle says, Powerhouse. The new theme humps, Ruckus doesn't miss. Well, Powerhouse whooped an ass. We knew the drill.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was happening. And Taz just like tweets, like, hey, that's it. It's over. Team Taz is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I mean, I guess the idea being if Hobbs is gone, Starks and Hook being Team Taz kind of dissolved when Hook went out and did his own thing with Danhausen. Like, it really wasn't a Team Taz anymore. It was Starks and Hobbs doing something. We haven't really seen Taz be a mouthpiece for his guys in a long time.
Yeah.
So it didn't fill me with like this sense of unhappiness when it was announced by Taz that the whole thing fell apart. I did love Hobbs basically doing to Starks what he did to the dude that he was in the ring with, which was
a naughty spine buster.
And then I'm going to leave. And then I'm going to leave because Starks, after the match, runs down, gets in a couple of good shots on him, but then gets caught with a spine buster. And Hobbs doesn't decide, oh, I'm going to murder you now. I'm going to hit you with a chair or something. He just says, peace, I'm out. I did what I was supposed to do and I left. We stand a guy who does the least amount of effort possible to get the most results. That's a guy I like.
Starks is out there right now like, like there was filthy spine buster.
It was. It really was.
It was filthy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. We got Sammy and Ty Conti heading into Paris, but Eddie Kingston is like, what is this bullshit? We're going to face each other at All Out. This is great. He should interrupt this. And this is more of the sports entertainment aspect that you hate so much, and I love it.
Well, I love that Eddie has no time for it. Like,
no,
fight me. Come back from your honeymoon, kid, and fight me. I got newsflash. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, pal. Come on, I owe you a receipt. Like, I mean, he's great. Like, he's so great, and I love it. Just give me 20 to 45 seconds of airtime for Eddie Kingston every week to cut a promo that makes me smile. If you're not going to give them a match, at least let me do that. And they always find a way to do it.
Rocketer says, come on, she's still selling the wedding angle. Getting rid of Vince caused both companies to step their game up. I mean, I love that the Jericho Appreciation Society does every contrived sports entertainment thing. Sure. I really, really enjoy it. Jambeard also says, isn't Lethal in the top 5? Yes, but I mean, it's just what the signature wins does he have?
By virtue of being in the top 5,
yes,
he should be able to get a match for the TNT title without having to prove himself by beating the hell out of Orange Cassidy, was my point.
Fair. ESC says, last week's show was excellent. This week's show was mid to boring outside of the main. I was pretty disinterested. Step it up, TK, trending downwards. Well, I disagree with that, especially as it pertains to the match that we are about to talk about. Yeah. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter defeating ThunderStorm. They went on in the middle of hour 1 like they should have.
Second match of the night.
Second match of the night, and they killed it. E-Rob still wants them to book 2 women's matches. I do too. But Brent Lockman says everyone in that women's match should take a bow. Phenomenal part of the show. Luis says, love the matching attire by DMD and Hayter, and Hayter's facial expressions are great. This highlighted Jamie Hayter an awful lot as well, but it also highlighted Toni Storm an awful lot. Now, I know Britt got the win, all that good stuff, but like these, like the hip attacks from Toni were great. And
man,
she hits those with a certain kind of snap that others don't. And listen, I don't think it's a secret. Like Britt and Rosa have they've had that heat forever. But as it turns out, it translates really, really well on screen. I did the sandbagging shirt. I'm like, come on. Like,
does it just say sandbagging, or is there more to the shirt than that?
I mean,
all I said was the word sandbagging, but
to me, it's saying that. I'm like, whatever. It wasn't for me, but I hope she sells a lot of them because Thunder Rosa rules. Dirk Elevation, that's a great name. Says just before they start to split, I'd like to see Britt Baker's faction referred to as the Tooth Commission.
Nice.
That is great. Don Callis could even manage them. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Truth Commission member Kurgan, big time movie star now.
Yeah.
Rerun says, love the women's tag. Very glad Hayter got the pin. And I think the tag titles are near. Britt and Hayter would be worthy first champs. Yeah, I slipped up and said DMD got the win. I mean, her team won. But again, this was very much a feature for Hayter. I thought that this helped her an awful lot because Jamie has not been put in a lot of the positions that a lot of the other women have been, just by virtue of being second fiddle to Britt an awful lot.
Yeah, she got the win here, which is good because it sets her up for her title shot versus Thunder Rosa this Saturday at Battle of the Belts. She should get the win here. That perfectly sets her up for that match. I thought this was great. These women all showed out, beat the tar out of each other a bunch of times. There was we got to see. I will never, ever get tired. If I ever get tired of this, Sean, fire me. I will never get tired of Jamie Hayter jumping into a crossbody ever. It's one of the coolest looking sells of any move ever. She makes it so great. Also, that we have to talk about how there was like some kind of Jamie Hayter hit a big move, then the stomp, and then for the 2 count to be broken up, Thunder Rosa did a frigging missile drop kick off the top rope directly to the back of Jamie Hayter's skull to break up that thing. I thought she was dead. Like she took all the brunt of that right at her medulla oblongata. That protuberance, as Gorilla Monsoon used to say, that was crazy. I thought this match was great. Jamie Hayter getting the win makes sense. And this is the kind of thing is if you're willing to put a match like this for the women, and by the way, the crowd was into it. They were really into it. This was not the 9:30 p.m. death slot for 8 minutes. They got time. The crowd was into it. If you put this match on when you did tonight, then the next step is you have Jade Cargill come out in the middle of hour 2 and squash some girl, cut a brief promo. That counts as a second match. It counts as a second match, and that's the thing we've been asking for, for a while. Get the women on screen twice, wrestling 2 matches. And Jade Cargill hasn't been around for a while. She's just going to be at Quake by the Lake next week, but she hasn't been on screen doing a lot of stuff in a bit. And so it'd be nice to get her more active every week.
Tom LaValle says, women on before 9. What is this show? When Tony launched those hips, I thought DMD and Jamie Hayter were done. But as JR said later on, what a way to go. My God. My God. I mean, to me, Britt Baker had one of the best sells I've ever seen when she took one a few weeks ago, where she like did the thing where it made you think that she didn't want to work in the match and then played possum. Oh, just fantastic sell job there. Pedriac says, Hayter is Lady Okada. Give her the dang strap, TK. Yes, I think that eventually she should get a title run. I think she could be great with it.
Yeah.
Corey says, a Hayter face turn on DMD in the future. They've been leaning an awful lot into women's tag teams of late with the Baddies and ThunderStorm and Britt and Jamie and Ty and Anna Jay.
Depending on how long they remain signed to this company in the future, it could be a couple of years from now. But I do agree that if one turns on the other, the baby face coming out of that should probably still be Jamie Hayter. Like she can get a crowd to really root for her because she does some really fun stuff to watch. And Britt Baker's just so excellent at getting heat. She's just a heat magnet. I think she can work as a babyface, but I think in that pairing, Jamie Hayter's the babyface.
Jambeard says top rope pant shitter drop kick. Well, the pant shitter kick is usually a liver kick. That's what we call. And it's hard to do a liver kick from the top rope.
If you kick somebody in the back of the head so hard they shit their pants, call an ambulance because that person is dying.
So the reason I have often called that the liver kick, the pant shitter kick, is because I physically watched somebody shit their pants when they got liver kicked in the gym. There was a young man who came in off the streets and he said, yeah, I used to box. And we're like, well, I mean, you can come spar if you want. And I was like, but we're doing kickboxing today. He's like, I don't care. And he got in with no gear whatsoever. And we're like, hey, you got to put on gloves and all that stuff. You got to sign your waiver. He did have a mouth guard, though, which is very interesting that he didn't have any other gear, but did have a mouth guard. And he got hit with a switch liver kick by one of our rookies at the time. And he outright said it. He's like, I just shit my pants. Yeah. And I was like, all right. Hey. All right, then. Rainsy says, Jamie Hayter has quickly become my favorite wrestler in the world, regardless of gender. She needs to win gold in AEW one day. She absolutely does. I think we absolutely does. Also, if you're in the chat, quit with the bitching and arguing. Like, come on. And also just have some decorum. Otherwise, we'll ban you. We don't care if you've sent super chats or not. LV says, anybody who blames wrestlers in the AEW women's division for the state of it is a fool or a hater. Shot Kid says, pitch. Jamie and Britt are inaugural tag champs, with the story being Jamie carrying the team and Britt hogging the glory. I love that idea.
That is a wonderful idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Nerd Guru says, really fun show tonight. Tons of good stuff. I've enjoyed like 5 hours of wrestling this week. New era, people. Also, a women's match in the first hour that got time. Coincidence? Nope. And it's best for all involved. I agree. Also, Rebel got involved there, but I do think that it's best for all involved. Kind of like NordVPN.com/Fightful. Did a lot of traveling this month, Alex. Went to Toronto, went to Cincinnati, went to Louisville, went to Nashville, went to LA, used NordVPN every step of the way. I was able to watch WWE Raw on Monday on time, thanks to NordVPN.com/Fightful. And you can check it out too. You can get access to, AEW without commercials. You can get access to the WWE Network via those Canadian services. That's because you can change your virtual location with just one click with the fastest VPN in the world, nordvpn.com/Fightful. Get a great deal, an additional month free, and 30-day money-back guarantee. Block online trackers, block malware, block all that stuff that you don't want. And how about this? They've got 3 great tiers. You get a VPN on the basic tier. You go up one, you get a pass. You go up one, you get a locker as well. If you don't know what those are, by God, nordvpn.com/Fightful has you covered, lets you know. And this works on all your devices: phone, laptop, desktop, PC, TV, router. nordvpn.com/Fightful. Jambeard says, loved Eddie making fun of the way people watch TV. That was a good shout. About the Moxley promo and the announcement that it's Mox versus Mance Warner on Rampage. What a match to add to Rampage. And I love that they mentioned, oh, by the way, Mance Warner won a match at Jim Crockett Promotions StarCast on Sunday. Why not? He just won a high-profile match. Why not mention that, Alex?
And I also love that we saw a promo backstage from Mox. I don't care who I'm fighting. I want to fight everybody. I want to fight every day. Bring somebody new in the ring every single day. I'll fight them. I don't care who it is. I don't care. I will not stop fighting until somebody goes to the hospital, and I don't care if it's me.
Yes,
perfect. Like I love the idea of Mox as not like a fighting champion because of like pride, but like a fighting champion because that is just what he does, and he can't stop himself from doing it. I think it's great.
Speed Punk says light beers and lariats on Friday night. Mansour is on AEW. I'm hoping after the match we get a little beer. Well, Moxley doesn't drink,
probably not.
But he does have those like those non-alcoholic beers that he's got now.
Yeah,
that he got a sponsorship for. I think that would be a great approach. But Mance, I mean, even then, Mance could like offer him one, and then Jon Moxley just kicks the shit out of him. That could also be a good one. Kentucky Kid says, leaving the show with my 6-year-old daughter who was excited about the women's tag match. She loves Thunder Rosa. So sad about the finish, but still awesome. More of this, please. Hey, I mean, that's a good role model to have, in my opinion. I think that's good. And I hope you enjoyed the show. AEW shows are white hot, man. Athletic Brewing Company. That's what those are called. There we go. That's the easy plug there. Nerd Guru says, oh, my chat got the AD segue. LFG made my night. Oh, the ad segue. Yeah. Oh, Elite Dan says, I was so happy after watching your Fightful Select stream about the situation Saturday. It meant so much to myself and many others that you're willing to stand up to bad people for the sake of others. You're a hero to me, many, including myself. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you for saying that. I wouldn't say hero or anything like that. I just want to let bad people know they're not welcome here. And I want to let everybody else know that they are welcome here. I don't care what background you have or who you love or anything like that. You're welcome here, and shitty people aren't. The Great Clay says, what the fuck is a Billy Batty? I'm going to go ahead and assume that if I don't know, I don't want to. You don't have to read this, just wanted to contribute. There you go. There you go. Ricardo says, any scoops on Fight Forever? Yes. Yes. Yeah. The Hook video package was nice. We also got a Miro promo, but also Darby Allin promo. Sawyer says, how can Sammy and Ty be America's favorite couple when they don't even have matching tattoos of each other's name, like Darby and Brody? I loved the approach to this. It was Darby saying, like, let's be real. I got you in here, and you can't stand that you couldn't get in on your own merit. You needed a reference. That was a nice little dig, Alex.
Sure, it was good. I love the idea that Brody, and you know, Brody and Darby are good friends, but Brody getting Darby, here lies Darby Allin, and on a coffin tattooed on him somewhere, on a headstone, and then Darby Allin tattooing his own palm with Brody King, whatever the coffin drops on Brody King, is great. But I, of course, want to talk about that Miro promo. Because I love the stuff they're doing with, we never get to see the left side of his face. We're never going to get to see it. And it's going to be one of those things of, I think the reveal is going to be that he was never corrupted ever. Like that was the thing of like, that he'll remove the thing, and the big reveal will be that he's fine and Malachi Black is about to die. Like that kind of, I think they're swerving us with he's been corrupted. Now, if the actual reveal is that he and Malachi Black are going to like somehow join forces, that's an amazing plan B. So I'm fine with either thing. But I think that they are swerving us, and that he will show that he was been in control the whole time. But I thought this was really, really, really great.
I did too. Undisputed Elite is out in the ring.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole says, well, I'm not medically cleared. Kyle's not medically cleared. And you're not picking Bobby Fish to be your trios partner. Then you just can't be in the tournament. And the Young Bucks look frustrated, and they're like, what the hell? And then they get attacked by the Undisputed Era. Hangman Page makes the save. And this, I believe, is a swerve, Alex. Because I believe Kenneth Omega will be returning and teaming with the Young Bucks. And I can tell you this, that they've told people that backstage. They have outright told people that. I think that Hangman will probably team with a couple members of the Dark Order.
Right.
And that makes a lot of sense. But we got the turn. And this is for a group that kind of isn't able to be on TV right now. Joey Bagadonit says the last time Bobby Fish was involved in a turn this big, he helped Brutus turn on Julius Caesar. What'd you think of this? There was also a child that was just
beside himself.
Oh my God, just tormented.
Oh yeah,
traumatized. I love it.
Honestly, the Undisputed Elite really didn't get a chance to really work together for a while, but they are just the 5 coolest dudes. Like as a little kid, like you just have so much like, these guys are awesome, especially the Young Bucks. They wear the outlandish clothes, they do cool moves. I could see like a little kid being like super into it, and have them being turned on by their best friends. That gotta suck for a little kid. I understand that, but I also love this whole thing. Adam Cole saying, "Let's be real. The whole reason I came here is because of the Young Bucks."
Yes,
and I have run up and down the roads over and over again, all over the place with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. So I love these guys, and I got to make you want to make me make a choice. Now, I'm not even cleared to wrestle, and that's not fair. But I love also says, if I can't wrestle and Kyle can't wrestle, and you guys need a third, and you don't pick Bobby Fish, you can't join the tournament. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't use my words properly. What I mean is you won't be physically able to join the tournament, which was a wonderful little turn. I thought this whole thing was great. I love your idea that this is all setting us up to think it's the Hung Bucks back together again, but actually it's going to be Kenny Omega. I think that's great. I think there's so much intrigue left over from the Young Bucks giving the nod to Adam Page to take out Kenny in that match way back at Full Gear, and Kenny still in canon to this day, not knowing that they did that. I hope that eventually we circle back to that and create some drama, and not just on being the Elite, but on TV. I think there's so much there to be mined from that little moment. But I love the idea of either thing happening. Hung Bucks back together, great. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega back together, great. Either thing, great.
Peter Silva says Hung Bucks are finally back. And Derek Gordon says Bucks choose Kenny over Hangman once again. Yes, there is still so much meat on the bone from that years-long build. And now there's still more because we've been without Kenny Omega for 9 months, and we're about to get back one of the biggest names in wrestling.
Yeah,
here's the look of the child for those of you who didn't know. Now I just want to say I was able to also gain an exclusive look at Bully Ray.
Yeah,
during this segment, there you go. As he says,
that's heat. That's heat.
That's heat. That is heat. That's heat. Brent Lockman says, and if not, Kenny could just team with Ibushi and Takeshita. I don't think Ibushi is going to be wrestling here for a while. Roy says, glad Cole is back. Aside from Yas, AEW is actually short on top heels at the moment. It's so funny because WWE is usually better with heels when they do effectively build somebody. And AEW is way better at building like top baby faces, which seems like it based on what we had seen in WWE. Like, can people even build baby faces in wrestling? Right. As it turns out, yes, they can. Nerd Drew says, Adam Cole says, that's for Triple H. Clever. Jay Blood notes, I thought they heated up the Elite well tonight. UE gets some teeth. Hangman with a really beautiful nonverbal performance, and we're getting Kenny. Great start to the next chapter. To me, Undisputed Elite feud is a feud I've been waiting to see since like 2019 with the Wednesday Night Wars. That's what I've wanted. Brent Lockman says, when you saw how Red Dragon was standing, you just knew it was about to happen. Expected Cole to say, thanks for starting AEW, but we've got it from here.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
That's good.
Jungle Boy tried to run over Christian Cage. What'd you think?
I think you should be more careful of not running over Tony Schiavone. I mean, run over Christian Cage if you want, but you can't run over Tony Schiavone. The man's a treasure.
We've got Jordan Cooper saying Jungle Boy pulled a redacted and snuck back into the arena after he was ejected. At least he wasn't bragging about having BMW money. Well, Christian Cage did defeat Matt Hardy. To me, this match is far enough removed from the history that they've had that you can do this on a Dynamite and it still be like, oh, look, they're wrestling each other. Matt Hardy is in incredible shape. My God. But Jungle Boy did come back after the Luchasaurus tease and went after Christian.
Yes. This was a fun little match between these two old rivals. Did you happen to catch the sign on the front row? I played this match on No Mercy, which is technically true. I love that. Yes, I'm still holding out hope, although I more and more I think it's not possible. That this is all part of the plan between Christian Cage and Luchasaurus.
I hope.
We haven't really seen Luchasaurus do anything to Christian yet. So maybe it'll be a thing where it was all part of the plan to get to lull Jungle Boy into a false sense of security or something. Because I really love heel Luchasaurus. They gave him that badass music and everything. Like I feel like they should at least have plans for a Luchasaurus heel run.
Jan Beard says, here's me wishing Roddy escapes the Rainbow Bright Prison Institute and joins his family. I think that he'll at least give Triple H a shot. I think that he probably should.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I think that Triple H would be able. Certainly, it's a better chance of him doing something meaningful under Triple H.
Coy Stalling says, any news on Good Brothers coming back with Kenny? I mean, that would make an awful lot of sense to me as well.
Right.
If you're going to do this Bullet Club Civil War thing, go ahead. Get them involved. You can get Switchblade involved, too. There's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Also, Madison Rayne, who is brought in to help with coaching, is going to be on Rampage this Friday. I say great. I think, and I said this on What Do You Guys Want to Talk About, our podcast today. I think Madison Rayne is going to be invaluable as a coach for a couple of reasons. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like she's blown me away with 5-star matches, but she has worked on TV for over a decade. She has worked singles. She has worked tag, trios. She has been across multiple companies, and she's 36 years old. So it's not like she's like 60 trying to relate to people in their prime. She's still in her prime, even if she's approached it yet. Because the wrestler's prime these days is like 37 to 42. So she's still right in the thick of it. So I love that. I love that they addressed that and got another female coach. I think that was a great move.
And I will say this. If she had even a hand in laying out that tag match from tonight, what an amazing pickup, because all of a sudden these women felt like there was a sense of urgency. They were working together so well. The chemistry was off the charts. I know these women have all faced each other a lot, but it felt different.
Yeah.
Like it felt like there was something there. And if she had a hand in that, totally invaluable.
Ryan says, this is probably my favorite Christian era ever. Something about how serious we're supposed to be taking all of this is really goofy to me, and Christian's facial expressions have been at an all-time level. He's playing it to perfection. Like, this is the Christian that looked like he could be a top guy in 05 and then went to TNA and did that.
Yeah.
Nathan DePaul says, I think you're right, Alex. Kept his heel theme.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that keeps me hopeful.
Red Smoker says, howdy, boys. Hope you're feathering it. Keep following Proto, and I won't have to hit you with the stamp. I do not understand the reference.
No clue.
Get Pump 87 says, my first ever live wrestling show. I'm hooked. Hope the crowd seemed hot on TV. Need them to come back through. Loudest pop might have been Eddie cutting off the Sammy video or Max's VKM line. Can't wait to watch tonight's recap show. Well, I'm glad that you loved the show. And the Vince McMahon line was very good. He got in Biden and Vince digs on that, and that's after the Ass Boys got attacked. I enjoyed the dumpster match. We saw the packing peanuts fly up at the end, but hey, guess what? Wrestling ain't real, guys. We'll be all right. But still,
where else would you put packing peanuts but in a dumpster? I like it. Like it gives me an idea. Like this is the actual dumpster from outside the arena that they just wheeled into. Like I think that's great. Perfect.
Yes,
I have no problems with it at all.
Me either. I saw some people shitting on that. I didn't have a problem with it. Another spot that I loved was Bowens taking that bump onto the trash cans on the floor.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you've got the Acclaimed doing what the New Age Outlaws did to Chainsaw Charlie and Mankind, rolling them off, except the whole thing tipped over upside down.
Yes.
I loved it. This felt like a breakout sort of, I don't want to say match performance, but a breakout night for the Acclaimed. They are firmly baby faces, and they're big baby faces.
Yeah, big time baby faces. This is great for them. The Ass Boys did everything they were supposed to do as dance partners for this whole thing. There was the moment where both members of the Acclaim got put in the dumpster, but they couldn't close it, so it didn't count, and they were able to fight their way out. That was great. It was Austin Gunn who flew off the stage, like the top of the tunnel, into the thing. And here's the thing: if you were actually going to like rig the inside of a dumpster to make it nice, you wouldn't use packing peanuts. You put down like foam rubber and stuff to like break their fall. Packing peanuts are designed to fly up in the air and make it look like fanciful.
Packing peanuts do not help anything because you'll go right through them.
Exactly.
Like there's no padding there.
Yeah, and that huge mic drop, elbow drop off the tunnel through the table looked really brutal. The thing that I noticed was that they were trying to like, I don't know, zip tie the lid closed and just gave up on it because it took too long.
Yeah.
And they probably should have actually seen it through because, boy, those gun boys in there did not have a good landing.
Nerd Guru says this is for Bowen's face after the VKM burn. He's so great. And Sawyer says they're so over. What an entrance. Shot Kid says Acclaim will be tag champs by the end of 2023 latest. I agree. And this is a team that did not exist before Tony Khan dreamed them up. He just had this vision for them.
It's perfect.
And it worked really, really well. 2.0 and Anna Jay interview. Meet Norma says Anna Jay does Butch better than Pete Dunne. I don't think so. I still think that I'm the prettiest. I don't like that gimmick. I don't like it. It just doesn't. Okay, you know what? It just hit me, Alex.
Oh.
This is the Carmella gimmick. It is the played out WWE I'm hot gimmick. That's what it is. And it just kind of hit me, and I'm embarrassed to say, if it's supposed to be that lame, then it should be.
That's a very sports entertainer-y type of thing to do. Like I'm the prettiest, and therefore bow down to me, kind of a thing. Also, her just randomly choking out the male security guy backstage.
Got to put her hooks in. Got to put your hooks in so he doesn't. Yeah. So that guy doesn't sit out, hit you with that backdrop there, fella.
And yeah, so she's the Queen Slayer, and she's in the stable with a guy who's now calling himself the Dragon Slayer.
Seems kind of unstable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan DePaul says, Sean, it's sports entertainment. That it is. Ethan Page is out in the ring, and he's talking about how the crowd does not appreciate him. He is very upset, and Stokely Hathaway, as Stokely Hathaway often does, just kind of lurks about, whispers something in Ethan Page's ear, and Ethan Page leaves with him. What do you think he said?
I mean, the idea being that I can get you all the things that you want. And you know that I can because I'm Stokely Hathaway.
Let's go to Zaxby's.
Yes.
So it is.
So did you see that
noted Zaxby's fan Stokely Hathaway?
Did you see that Stoke tweeted out a picture of Moriarty, picture of Page, and there are 2 more spaces on blank now. So he's going to recruit 2 more. He's promising. My hope, beyond hope, is that Will Hobbs is one of them, because Stokely Hathaway managing Will Hobbs is just a match made in heaven. My God, they'd be so perfect together. And like Hobbs and Moriarty as the tag team, and Ethan Page as the leader. Like the thing I love is like that you could have Stokely cutting promos for Hobbs and Moriarty, but when Page has the mic, Stoke just sits back and lets him work, because Page proved again tonight that guy doesn't need anybody to talk for him ever.
Yeah, I agree. Brent Lockman says, "Is the dark days of Lambert over?" I kind of hope that Lambert pops back up and then Stokely's group just obliterates him. Yeah. And Nerd Guru says, Stokes, Dean Lambert is not here anymore. I am. And Brent Lockman says, is Black Friday management at an MLW thing, because Stokely's bringing that back, could be quite fun. I'm of the belief that almost anything Stokely is going to do is going to be fun. Honestly, like I just think that that's the type of thing that he's going to make work. And this is the guy that we always knew he could be when WWE had him parked for like a year, which, hey, you know what? When people talk about, oh, everything's going to change under Triple H, please do not forget NXT under Triple H had Wendy Chu, Stokely Hathaway, Deonna Purrazzo, and Chelsea Green parked for years at a time.
Yeah.
Years at a time.
Yeah.
JXJ said Stokely said $1,100. Also, how about this one? I asked who produced the women's match. Arya Daivari produced it. Wow. So straight from WWE, like moving on. And let me tell you, there are plenty of producers there not happy. But Arya Daivari helped produce it. As it turns out, looks like that worked out pretty well.
That's great.
Jambeard says Twitter after this week is going to be Rhea Stans versus Anna Yas fans wanting to be choked out. Oh, God, could you imagine?
Jeez.
Saw a video. Pac confronted Kip Sabian. Kaysen says, brace boys, a Kip Sabian appearance incoming. After 11 months, I expected something, I mean, more to the, hey, it's that guy who has been there forever that we know is Kip Sabian, but he's still been here every week for 11 months.
It's the first time they've mentioned him, as far as I know, being there the whole time. I mean, Kip Sabian taking off the thing and fighting Pac for this All-Atlantic Championship. I mean, losing almost certainly, but I think it's interesting, I suppose. Like I don't know how big the reveal could be or what angle it would be. Kip Sabian in the like AEW world title picture doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not really sure where it goes. If he comes back and his first match back is for a championship, whether or not it's just the new one that only gets defended overseas, that's still bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. By the way, Jam Beard says it's not Wendy Chu anymore. It's Dragon Chu. And Derek Gordon says if the Bucks choose Kenny over Hangman and he shows up with the Good Brothers, LOL. We got the Daniel Garcia interview. Man, this guy can talk his ass off. He's got his own unique delivery, his approach. It's him. It's real. Like, there are always people from the indies, especially young indie wrestlers, and people are going to be like, I can't talk. This guy can talk. He's good to go. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I was told though that he has no charisma, Sean. The internet informed me vociferously that Daniel Garcia has no charisma. I actually read somebody said he has the charisma of Steve Blackman on Quaaludes, and I took the internet at face value, and it turns out they were wrong because I watched this promo tonight, and it turns out he does have charisma. That's crazy.
We've got Jake Salazar saying, Alex, buddy, can I hear Judas as sung by Nathan Frazier?
Oh, good God. You are beautiful on the inside, your innocence personified, and I will drag you down and sell you out. Run away. I'm cold like December snow, I am. I've called off this soul made of stone, and I will drag you down and sell you out. I'm becoming Judas, I am, and Bob's your uncle.
If you would like to shave that from your memories, we're going to help you out. Our friends at Harry's Razors, you can get a starter set for only $3 at harrys.com. Oh, man, guys, listen, you want to take care of yourself. You want to look good. Harry's has you covered. This Harry's set is worth over $16, and we're making sure that you get it for an affordable price. Just $3. Harrys.com/Fightful. No matter how busy things get, stay fresh with Harry's. Get your Harry's starter set today. You'll also get a free travel-sized body wash. It's got a great shave. I've been using this since we worked with them, and I love it. Switch from the way more expensive razors that not only do you have to buy at the store, but you got to go in and make sure that you get security to unlock the fortress. You got, not only that, you got to wait for them to get done doing whatever it is they're doing. Find the key, come unlock it. No. Go to harrys.com/Fightful. You have everything you need for a great shave and nothing but that. Their blades are made in their own factory in Germany, hold up better than ever. Guys who've tried it say that their 8th shave is as sharp as their first. They got a sleek, ergonomic, weighted handle. They'll look great in your bathroom and give you good control. You don't want that super light handle. It's going to go flying out of your hands. The blade will be heavier than the handle. You don't want that at all. Harry's has the highest customer satisfaction in the shaving industry, and they're still offering a no-risk trial. I love this with our sponsors. They offer no-risk trials. That way, if you don't like it, it's on them. Harrys.com/Fightful. Their refills arrive just in the nick of time without nicking you. Harrys.com/Fightful. Took mine with me to LA. It was wonderful. Rising Storm Tarot says AEW forever, heart emoji. Well, thank you very much, Rising Storm Tarot. We appreciate you very much. Brent Lockman says, was that Regal on the Sammy and Ty segment? No, it was somebody else. Wombat in Combat says, are we getting Broken Matt Hardy again? I think we should, probably. We got the Claudio and Takeshita package. I was talking with somebody, I think it was Tyler of Black Label Pro, as we watched Takeshita wrestle. When Okada was over here and he was in TNA, obviously with how he was booked, you couldn't tell that he was the guy in the future. You couldn't tell. I mean, you knew he was going to be really good, but you couldn't tell exactly what he was going to become. You can look at Takeshita now and know that he is going to be the guy. Yeah. We all know he's going to be the guy. It is abundantly clear that that's the case. AEW knows it. Every indie booking him knows it. Everybody in the ring with him knows it. And I admire that an awful lot. And Claudio had a couple of words as well. But, yeah.
I'm looking forward to this match. Like, it's going to be amazing. We all know Claudio's going to win. But Takeshita every time finds new ways to impress.
We've got Jake Salazar saying, Sean, Alex knows my pockets are deep. I've turned the entire show into karaoke night with weird Alex Yankovic. I get a lot of targeted Facebook ads that have Weird Al singing personalized birthday cards.
Really?
Him, Megan Trainor, and Donny Osmond. And the Donny Osmond one is funny because that demographic is like 70, and they all think that it's Donnie singing happy birthday to himself. So the comments are all people saying happy birthday, Donnie.
Wow.
Which is pretty great. Chris Jericho defeated Wheeler Yuta. This match was a humper. Nerd Guru says, Alex, I'm sorry about Jericho winning. Well, I'm not, Alex, because we saw a lion tamer, and we saw one of the gnarliest lion tamers ever. Afterward, Jericho says, hell yeah, you're getting the lion heart. Here he is. He had to do the lion tamer. There's no way he could not do the lion tamer in this match, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, Wheeler Yuta is really special, and as a current sitting pure champion of ROH, I don't feel he should be tapping out to Jericho in this random match. To lose his belt against a superior wrestler, sure, but in this match, no. I feel like what you could do very easily, because Jericho does the nut shot while Aubrey has her back turned, and then just hit him with the Judas effect, knock him out, pin him 1, 2, 3, or knock him out, don't pin him, and then put him in the walls of Jericho and kneel on his head while he's out cold. At that point, I just didn't like seeing Wheeler Yuta tap out. It's my own personal thing because I think that guy's done such great work, and being an actual strapped champion right now in the pure division of ROH, I didn't love that. The match was a lot of fun. I my own personal proclivities when it comes to Jericho. I'm not really all that interested in watching him versus Mox, but I'm sure we'll get a lot of spectacle within it. When he says that you're going to get the lion tamer next week, I hope he comes out in tights to say 1004 on the butt. I don't know exactly what the lion tamer is specifically, but that's what I remember from the lion tamer days.
There was a little spot where it was like I feel like Yuta was supposed to get his knees up more on the lion salt, but this match was a lot of fun. Ryan McClure says, missed a lot of Dynamite tonight. What did I miss? I thought a couple of pretty good matches. Brent Lockman says, when was the last we saw Jericho hit that double under backbreaker? Remember him using that in WCW NWO Revenge. He did it in WWF early on as well.
Been a while.
He did that double power bomb thing too. But the Lionheart Chris Jericho, I mean, he wrestled a little bit different. I mean, he kept a lot of the same moves as he got more sports entertainment-esque in like 98. But he worked it so well into this to where people go, I remember that. I remember that. Jambeard says, I have a new fantasy booking match. Give me Yuta versus Darby in a Pure Rules title match. That would be a lot of fun, honestly. And Jake Neal says, admittedly a little short on cash this month, but glad to support Fightful. Tired of Jericho. Don't care that he can still put on good matches. He should be nowhere near the title. It's dumb. Jake, I appreciate you doing that, even though you're short on cash. We appreciate you regardless. I don't mind if it's at Quake at the Lake. It's a huge main event for Quake at the Lake, Alex. If this were at All Out, then I'd be like, I don't know if that's a good spot at all.
Right.
But Quake at the Lake, Quake at the Lake, I'll take Quake at the Lake all the time.
Here's my thing. Quake at the Lake is a fantastic place to do this. Get it done. Don't do a weird schmozzy thing where Jericho cheats, gets himself disqualified or whatever, and then we do it again in a month at All Out. I don't want that. The other thing people are saying, oh, what if Jericho wins next week and Eddie Kingston gets his match for the title against Jericho and beats him for the title? Like, that would mean a lot more that for Eddie Kingston to win the title from Jericho, the guy that he's feuding with. I'm like, that'd be great too, as long as we're naming things that probably aren't going to happen. But I'm with you. I prefer Jericho getting his shot now and not at the biggest pay-per-view of the year. but I just hope that they don't try and extend this feud so he gets another shot at that pay-per-view.
We have Sean Got Body saying, should I be concerned that this isn't the long-awaited Ricky Starks push, rather only a Powerhouse push? Do you think it's both men moving up the card? You're the man, SRS. I do think it's both. I think we got both here, and I think that's the way it's going. Because if they miss on Ricky Starks as a main eventer, boy, that's tough. That's tough. But, guys, thank you all so much for supporting us. I had a little bit of a vacation this past weekend as I got to go to L.A., hang out at Denise's wedding. And I want to thank Alex and Kate for filling in for me. It means an awful lot. We got a couple more super chats rolling in. Jambeard says, AEW's video game better bring back Aki Man. I wish they'd bring back Hanzo Man.
Yeah, do that too.
I would love that. And Chris Frazier says, are there too many TV specials? No, because they're getting paid for it. Yes. And honestly, like if you look at it, this is the first time since 1987 that there isn't a major August pay-per-view show for anybody.
For anybody.
Unbelievable, guys. Please leave a thumbs up. I am going to drop about a 1.5 minute long AJ Styles interview tomorrow, in which they came up to me and they were saying, oh, we got to get AJ out of here. We can't talk. He can't talk to you. And AJ said, no, by God, I'm going to talk to him. And they're like 90 seconds. And I said, okay. So it'll be out. I interviewed a ton of talent this past weekend. Alex, tell the people what you got.
You can find me on the Twitter at Alex Sour Graps, always on the Fightful, doing Raw and SmackDown reviews. Listen, if it keeps trending in this way, and Raw is NXT with Tommaso Ciampa getting a huge push, whatever, we'll see what happens on the first real SmackDown with Triple H in charge. I might have to change my whole outlook on everything. Maybe Sour Graps isn't a thing anymore. Maybe it's the sweet sheet. I don't know what I'm going to do. But also, Kate and I do a show on the Know Your News Network called Get the Flick Out of Here. And this week, dropping tomorrow, we are tackling The Room.
Oh,
it will be. I got a hold of the script. I do full readings of scenes that were cut from the actual the movie. You will not believe some of the deleted scenes that never got filmed. My goodness.
Wow.
So tune into that.
Guys, thank you all so much. Until next time, check out the replacement show I did today. What do you guys want to talk about? Also, Fightful Select on Thursday. I'm doing a live Q&A for subscribers. We're going to mix in the backstage report with that as well. You're tearing me apart, Alex.